Alrighty, so we quickly ran and grabbed some of these clips. These are very handy for holding your new plant into the pot. It doesn't have much root system right now, and orchids tend to just grab onto whatever they're holding on to. So if you pack media around this is still going to flop around quite a bit in here. So what we use are these metal clips. They come in different sizes, and these are the medium size. These are a 6-inch, good size for the pot. There's a larger size. Well, actually, these are 4-inch. There's a 6-inch and a little 2-inch. Basically, they just hook onto the edge of the pot like this. And they're gonna, usually you wanna press them over the rhizome. So I'm gonna rhizome at the surface, put your clip in. There's gonna be media under there when I do the potting, and it's gonna snugly hold that rhizome against the surface and keep it from wiggling around. Sometimes they bend a little open if you reuse them. You can just squeeze them again and squeeze them down so they get a nice tight clip on the edge of the pot, like that. Alrighty, so we got our plant, we got our clips, and we got our media. So we're gonna go in and fill in that big void. You don't want to bury your rhizomes and your buds, so they want to be near the surface. Let's see. So back those cuts up against the edge of the pot. Rhizomes nice and level and growing across the pot. Tucking our media in. Give it a little shake to settle. Since this plant has a decent bit of root system under there, it's kind of holding itself in. And Cattleyas are resilient. There's a lot of energy in those bulbs, so. Stuff some bark chips in there. Let's get my little tool. So yeah, these rhizomes are growing nice and straight. The pseudobulbs aren't quite in the direction that you'd want, but the new growth will straighten itself out. Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna come in there with a clip. Now, there's 2 rhizomes here. Sometimes you can catch both of them at the same time. Let's see what we can do here. I think that's a good angle for catching both. See, this one had a little bump in it. That was where someone bent it to fit over that rhizome nicely. Let's grab a new one. And we're gonna put a little bump in it. Sometimes it's hard to get your angles right, but it's not what it seems. That's putting that plant in there nice and securely. I got both rhizomes with the same clip. Sometimes you can go in with one clip from one side and another clip from the other side if that other rhizome wasn't secure, but this is pretty good the way it is. I'm not covering any of those new leads or any of the buds with the clip. And we're just going to firm it in there. Alrighty. When we water, we can tease this around a little bit. So next thing you want to do is make sure that you put a label in your plants. So we've got a blank label here. We're going to put our repot date on there like we did last time. So 2/6/22. And then we're going to stick that right in our plant. And there you go. You have a healthy new Cattleya. And hopefully you want to repot so that you only have to do this every 4 to 5 years, or when the media breaks down and the plant starts coming out of the pot. This one's a little wonky because that growth was growing over the edge of the pot, but it'll look good eventually. Yeah, so sometimes you can use a cork, like Sue said. I don't have one here on the table right now, but it helps prop these bulbs into position. Sometimes you can use the skewers, like we used for that water test in the Phalaenopsis. And if you have a pseudobulb that's like going all sideways, you can go right in next to it. Careful not to put your skewer right against that bud. But, oh, they broke the skewer. Here we go. You can go in alongside that pseudobulb And you can, they're still a little flexible because these are the last year's growth. You can come in and tie that, or you come in and use some corks. Or if you have a chunky like cork mount that you had, it's broken up an old one, come in here and position things with a piece of cork. This one's not, this one's hard to.
Tail. Again.
Here, you want to, there you go, Sue.
Take it this way.
Yeah, so like that. Use it as a little wedge. The plant will grow on that and use it as part of its medium.
Or make it shorter.
Yeah, or you can cut them down however length you need it. So I hope this video has been informative and useful, and thanks for watching.